I want to talk a bit about some of your advocacy work and your time on Dragon's Den, where you pitched Assist Me, which was, for those who don't know, it was basically like a website plugin to help people with all variety of disabilities navigate websites. I did see the clip that you linked on your Instagram. In your words, how do you think it went?
Yeah, so I think context is really important here. So I was on Dragon's Den representing one of my employers. It wasn't my business. And we unfortunately didn't get investment. But I think that there was a disagreement between the Dragons and the business owners around how this product should be marketed. So the way that we were marketing that product was to businesses who want to make a difference in the user experience of someone with a disability. And in in history, most of the time, those kind of tools and pieces of software were put onto the disabled community to purchase because they were the ones with the disability. And if we think about geographically, in a first world country, that's kind of okay. It's not the end of the world. In first world countries, there are many disabled people who can afford to pay for software like that. But when we start breaking that out into second and third world and fourth world countries, we're now thinking about people who are barely staying above the poverty line having to now invest in software just so that they can navigate the internet more effectively. That's not an equitable user experience, right? So the idea was to sell that product to businesses to put on their websites, not as a solution to inaccessible design, but as a backstop until they were in a position to invest in making their websites more accessible. And the Dragons didn't believe that that was the right way to market the product. They believed that we should be contacting retailers and integrating it into retail offerings, and also marketing it to individuals. Now, I'm not a business expert, and it wasn't my business. I was there to represent the disabled community and explain how this technology works. And I still believe that these kind of tools are extremely helpful, especially some of the newer ones that are out there. They've gone quite far in terms of the support that they offer, but they are not a solution to inaccessible websites. They are definitely not a solution. They are a byproduct of the accessibility industry that, in my opinion, creates a backstop or a buffer for businesses as they go on their inclusive design journeys for websites, because it's not easy to build websites in an accessible way. There are many guidelines that you have to adhere to. So it takes time, it takes investment, and not all businesses are in position to do that straight off the bat, right? So these kind of tools are a great supplements, but they are definitely not the solution.
What was the outcome of Assist Me after Dragon's Den? Did it
Uh,
take off?
so
Go on.
So I know that they have progressed in their business, and they are doing work with other organizations. I no longer work there. Once I think a couple of months after the episode went live on television, I ended up moving somewhere else to go work in workplace consultancy. So I don't really know the major ins and outs, but I know that they are still operating. I know that they are still doing work, but the episode definitely gave us a lot of exposure as individuals, as a business. It definitely increased traffic to their website and probably put them in a better position to reach more people than what we were organically doing at the time. So as a profile booster, it was phenomenal. I mean, even for me as an individual, it really helped grow my profile on LinkedIn. And it still feels weird, but I have people coming up to me in the street saying, "Weren't you the guy from Dragon's Den?" And it's like, "Yeah, that was me." And then we have a conversation about it and what it was like. And so yeah, it's cool. It was really really good for my profile.
Well, at least I guess you got thought of your intended result, but just not the way you planned. So
Yeah,
yeah, can I say my opinion on it if you're alright with it?
mm, please.
I think I get the point of view with the retail side thing, because if you're in a hurry, I personally wouldn't want it, because for me, using technology is a dottle. I mean, I've built my own computer, like physical desktop. So for me, when it comes to most people, I am not leaps and bounds, but I am definitely ahead to a point where I know my ins and outs. So something like that would work for me. I get the dragon's point of view with maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of an awkward one, because I understand you don't want to put it on the people who've got the disability. Because, like me and you, we didn't choose to have it. Not at all. So I don't think it's fair in that regard to say you have to have this, although you didn't choose to have the disability. But I think personally, it would have been better if you said this is an application to put on your computer, not websites, because my instant thought was that's good for surfing the web, but what about applications like how we're using Zoom now? Is like you download it onto your
Sure.
computer, or maybe I use DaVinci Resolve to edit this podcast. So what about for that? Because it's not a website; it's an application which you can or you choose not to pay for. And maybe it could have been incorporated it onto someone's computer for external applications other than the website. I get at that point you are putting it on the person with the disability to get it, because I can't imagine Microsoft or Apple going, yeah, we'll pay the fee. I
Sure.
get that.
Sure.
But I'm just thinking, if we're talking a bit more accessibility, just take it, maybe focus it away from the web and maybe put it more on their local devices. Or you could even
Yeah,
done it as an app, because more people got phones on computers these
yeah.
days.
Yeah, it's a valid point. I think that wasn't the business model that the founders had chosen, and I was on the journey with them and supporting their vision and mission. So it's a very valid point. I think, as I said, there's been major advancements in assistive tools like this since I was on Dragon's Den, and I mean that was almost 4 years ago now. So it's been a while, right? And the world has come up with some really interesting things. One of them that I'm currently really enjoying is called Cephable. I can send you some details after this, but it's an application that I put on my computer, and it allows me to actually program it to do the things that I wanted to do. And it even uses facial recognition. So, for example, when I wink my left eye, I can make that perform an action. So now we're not just talking about in the professional world. We're not talking about opening this up into the gaming world, right? That could be like Jump, or it could be something else within the game. So I'm really intrigued to see what this software can do. It's been really eye opening, and I can see the potential that it has for someone like me. So I'm really looking forward to testing it further. But I think their model is exactly that. This is the user who installs it on their laptop or on their app stores or on their desktops, and it then works across all apps and all browsers, right? So this is talking about something on a whole other level here. So that is the kind of advancements that I'm referring to. I think we have to be careful about holding these tools at a really high regard, because I can see organizations using that as a get out of jail free card for them to do what they should be doing, which is designing their websites accessibly.